Now our only competitor on wheels tonight, we've got Barbecupid food truck chef Mike Belisle. How's it feel to be the only food truck in attendance tonight?
It's nice. It's different. It's I guess different than having a brick and mortar location. So it's nice to be the only guy doing it.
Excellent. And with a logo such as this, that gets people's attention.
Yeah.
How do you back that up afterwards? People see that, and then what do they get when they come to the truck?
I think the logo kind of really represents us. His name is Hambo, first of all. He's like a pig Rambo, is what he is. So I think the logo really represents it. It's bold, it's colorful, and it's a lot of what we do in the truck is bold, flavorful stuff.
Great. And what are you making today?
We are doing a grilled pork tenderloin. It's finished in a stone fruit barbecue sauce. It sits atop our house-made barbecue chips, and then it's done with a smoked salsa and a chipotle mayo on top.
Yeah, I mean, how do all those things come together flavor-wise?
Pretty greatly. It was all kind of a mistake the way I came up with it, but the sweetness and sort of a little bit of spiciness from the chipotle mayo goes so good with the smoky flavor of the salsa, and then obviously a grilled pork tenderloin is fantastic. A little bit of char on there, a little bit of stone fruit. So a little bit more sweetness there. And then the barbecue chips, you get the crunch, you get the saltiness, a little bit of everything.
And pork tenderloin's probably one of the most underrated meats, wouldn't you say?
I agree. No one does it, and it's so easy to work with and so delicious.
We have Chef Michael Salatino from Time and owner Jerry. Time, fancier restaurant in Fort William. How important was it to you to bring some fine dining back to the south side?
Well, location was actually very important to us. We know that there's a lot of restaurants on the north side of Thunder Bay, and there's a lot of places on the south side, businesses. There's the new courthouse, there's City Hall. There was a lot of places there on that side that don't have very many options.
What are you working on tonight? Something savory, I'm guessing?
Something savory. So we're going with like a classic French dinner you might find in the countryside in the fall. It's duck confit on braised cabbage that's sitting on a little crepe cup. There's going to be a sprout salad on top, some crispy duck skin, and then root vegetable purees on the side.
And duck confit is really popular right now. Why is that?
I know why I like it. It's a traditional method to begin with, and through the process, about 2-3 day process, you really build the flavors in the meat. Like it takes 24-hour salt cure, and that's going to strengthen the flavor in the meats. And then the slow cooking allows for like super moist and tender and flavorful duck.
Excellent. And how does it pair together with the other ingredients in your creation?
Oh, perfectly. I mean, there's a nice savory richness. We've paired the root vegetables with fruit to kind of liven it up, brighten it up, and they go really nice. So it's like a deep, earthy kind of fall flavor with bright, lighter fruit tones.
And being a French restaurant, would you be going with a wine to pair with this meal?
Personally, I would do a Côte d'Aron. I'm a little biased. It's one of my favorite French wines, but it's also the wine I used in the braising the cabbage. It goes really nicely.
One of Thunder Bay's hottest spots isn't actually in Thunder Bay at all. It's Quequebeca Falls, the Eddie. A ton of buzz about this place. Chef Chris Barnes, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So social media buzz, a lot of popular talk about the Eddie. Why all the buzz?
All the bus, it's a little bit different. We're doing things outside the box, just trying to make things everything a little bit different. Everything's homemade, nothing's out of a box. Everything is it was simply from scratch is what is us. So everything is made by us, fresh, nothing frozen, nothing. A little bit different than everywhere else.
And the location itself has to be a draw as well. Coming out to see the falls and then have a great meal as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Just getting people out there during different peak times other than the summer is a thing. But like everything's been going good out there. Drawing people out is great.
And in this competition today, what are you working on?
So today we're doing a play on steak and eggs. So we're starting with beef carpaccio, a Sunnyside quail egg, hazelnut bechamel, and then a black truffle demi-glace.
Okay, and how do all those flavors work together?
Basically, we're taking the beef and the eggs. I put the hazelnut bechamel to try to get away from a little bit of it, and then to draw everything back, I brought the demi-glace to try to draw it back towards each other.
And excellent. And being a Nova Scotia boy, does that have any East Coast influence at the Eddie?
You know what? It's not. I'm a seafood guy, but everything. I tried something a little bit different.
Excellent. One of the hottest spots in town, definitely the Foundry. I'm with Chef Jay Levinan. Foundry 2013 winners of this event. Jay, you got some smoky and bold flavors going on, I hear?
Oh, absolutely. So what we did was we brined some salmon right in-house with just this brine that we have that we use for one of our dishes in-house. So what we decided to do was take that smoked salmon and use it in a different component than our salad, and so we decided to try out a slider try our hand at a slider. And so what we came up with was the smoked salmon slider, and so all the components within it are all house made, and yeah, the smokiness is great.
And what different components are in this slider?
So we have a house-made sesame slider bun, avocado aioli, dry rubbed pancetta, and then brie cream sauce for on top.
Wow. And I was watching you guys put them together. It's an intricate process.
Oh yeah, it takes about 4 or 5 of us to actually get it all together really well, but that's for efficiency though. Otherwise I could probably do it myself, but those guys are there to help me out. So
What can people expect going to the Foundry?
they can expect very similar flavors to what they experience here tonight, and I mean, we have a really intricate menu, and we make 90% of our menu directly in-house, like from all of our sauces to our breads to all of our proteins. We do that all within the house, so it's great to experience. So.
Now, James, you've already provided us with an education when it comes to whiskey and food, but what about one of my other favorites, the vodka?
So, vodka, good point. Vodka, again, a very strong liquor, not associated in North America with food because it's very little harsh for our North American palates. But in places like Russia or Poland, very common to pair vodka with food. For example, vodka goes great with smoked fishes, hams, pork tenderloins. Creamy or salty cheeses go really well with vodka, especially if they're enhanced with dill. It brings out that flavor. And of course, let's not forget the steak and cheese pierogies. Mwah.
So with vodka, you're pretty much safe pairing it with anything smoked, pickled, or cured. But now I'm going to try and stump you. What about gin?
Gin, okay. Do you like fish and chips?
I'm actually a big-time fish and chips guy, yeah.
Gin is a really great contrast to the batter in a fish and chip. And if you want to go and mix that with a bit of garlic, you can throw some aioli in there. Aioli, garlic fish and chips with some gin. Nice combination, my friend.
Never would have thought of that. No beer next time with my fish and chips.
No.
Gin.
There you go. And a little bit less fattening. A little bit.
There you go.
Not much, but a little bit.
A smidge.